Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
You know, somebody said something about retard this week, and I thought, well, that's inappropriate. That's not, we don't call it that anymore. We call it challenges. And I think that we have that here on the dais today. Challenges. From the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, Hemmings Sold Car Roundup, where you can guess the sold price of some very interesting cars and current recalls. Jeff has the cruise in and events calendar, and I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. And we're going to start off with Mr. Mars doing his car review or truck review of the Colorado.
I don't know if he's ready.
It's all coming up on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. David Ainsley is not with us today.
No.
And he's not sleeping in either. He's got a real job.
Yeah. He's probably doing what he does.
Something like that.
Yep.
Doing that voodoo that he does so well.
All right. So Mr. Mars has a review of a truck that, did you like it or no? Do you like every car that you drive?
No.
But do you say that in your reviews?
No. If I don't like it, then I'm going to give you the facts. I'm not going to give you my opinion about it.
Why not?
Well,
We
because
want your
you
opinion.
might like it. Because with the things that I don't particularly care for on this truck, you might like. So I'm just going to tell you the facts.
Do you think that I would like it if it rode rough?
No, I'll tell you if it rides rough. I'm just not going to tell you that I don't like
Did the brakes suck or anything like that? Do you say
Well,
those
I would
things?
do that if I found any of that.
You old Rough Riders, you.
But I can assure you, I don't drive them that hard, Don.
You're a liar. Are you kidding? This guy here,
He's challenged.
He used to get lots of tickets, but he's kind of backed off of that. I think Becky probably said, Mike, our budget's a little bit tight this month, but I just don't understand why we keep having to pay the city or the county or the state of Texas all these hundreds of dollars because of some mystery that you're keeping from me. What are you keeping from him, Mike?
It's a toll tax, is what I tell her.
Is that?
You got to pay to drive on the highways to keep the highways.
Poor Becky.
Yeah, and
love
so
Becky.
that car insurance has gone up double here in the past couple of years, and I don't know why.
Alrighty.
All right, yeah, you can go ahead and start your review now.
We're going to talk about the 2025 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 four-wheel drive crew cab. Now, this is the Colorado, kind of like the Colorado Reborn. There was one several years ago back when the mini truck, when you called them small trucks, and so now it's out.
It used to be called the New Mexico, but in this case, it's the Colorado.
Yeah. So this is the part of the third generation that was introduced in 2023. It comes with 5 trim levels. It comes with a work truck, an LT, the Trail Boss, the ZR1, and the ZR2. Now, it is a four-wheel drive crew cab truck. The government says it's a standard size pickup. I would call it a mid-size segment, but what do I know? It's a 5-passenger vehicle.
We know you don't know.
It's an off-road vehicle. It's got heavy off-road styling, and a lot of the accents or a lot of the styling things that are on it are very functional. The LED lighting with the headlamps and the fog lamps, that's all part of the common what you're going to find in most new vehicles, but it's very functional in this vehicle. The front bumper is made for off-road work and got tow hooks, skid plates in the front and the rear, and for the gas tank, you got a skid plate on there. It's got wheel flares on it because of the ZR2 package, and it's got rocker panel protection on it. And that, by the way, looks kind of like a step plate, but it's not. It's strictly to protect the under part of the body whenever you go rock climbing. Now, it does have heated power folding side mirrors to make things a little bit more pleasant. Power sunroof. And it has the Stowflex tailgate, which is where you can drop the tailgate, and there's some storage that's put in there that's kind of like an underfloor storage in some of the other vehicles. So that was a really smart move to use some space that wasn't really being used. Runs on 17-inch wheels. Now, these are beadlock-capable wheels, and part of this, again, is geared towards the off-road, so you got more tire wall there to work with instead of having some of these little short run flats.
Beadlock-capable.
Right. So you can take and make these they're not beadlocked from the factory, but you can make them that way. Because if you go to a tire shop like Discount Tire and say, "Oh, I got beadlocked wheels on here," they're going to laugh at you. So you got to have it to where you can operate in the regular world and then turn them into the beadlock type wheels when you go off-roading. That's about all I know about it. I don't know much about beadlock wheels because we got sand. We don't have rock. So when you get to the interior, now we had the jet black Artemis leather seating. And
Artemis
leather. You know, out west we have herds of Artemis running wild out there if you can go out and find them. Now, the front seats are heated, ventilated. The rear seat is a 60/40 folding that has storage up underneath it. Has the 11.3-inch touchscreen in the middle of it. Now, this is where you're going to find your nav, your convenience controls, your infotainment, your Apple CarPlay, Android, all those good things. And it's also where you're going to find your surround view camera system. Now, this, again, it's very much kind of becoming mainstream, but in the off-road world that this vehicle is designed for, it's going to help you see where you're at in relation to the rocks, to the edges. Actually, this one will actually help you see what's underneath your vehicle. So it's really good for that. And then we also have the 11-inch driver information center, and that's where you're going to find all your configurationable things you want to know about your truck.
Configurationable.
Yeah. And we also had the Bose premium audio system, which I really like that, particularly in a smaller vehicle like this. Now, up under the hood, we had a 2.7-liter TurboMax inline four-cylinder. Now, this is 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque, so it will move this vehicle. Sometimes it sounds like it's working pretty hard at it, but it will do it without a problem. Tow rating on this vehicle, properly equipped, 7,700 pounds with a haul rating of 1685. Now, again, we used to call these small trucks mid-sized trucks, and they've become a little bit bigger. The EPA says in the city you should look for 16 miles to the gallon on the Highway 16 and combined 16. Now, I drove 445.9 miles, and I got 14.3 miles to the gallon on the average. And I will tell you that during this time, it does have a very firm truck ride. Now, part of this is because of the suspension in this package. It's up higher. It gives it a little more room to move the tires and that work with that suspension to kind of smooth out some of the road imperfections. And again, to that lifted suspension, while it does make the off-roading world a lot better, it also makes getting in and out of that vehicle a little bit tougher for a short guy like me. That protection down below that looks almost like a step rail, if it was a retractable step rail, I think that would make it a lot easier. I know my wife would really appreciate that whenever she had to get in and out of it. Now, if you're looking for the pricing on this thing, the work truck, the base model, is down around $33,495. Now, the base trim price when you get up into that ZR2 level is $49,600. So there's a pretty good size jump, but there's several different trims in there that you can work with. MSRP is tested for this vehicle, $64,340. If you're looking for something to compare it to, the Toyota Tacoma comes in at $31,500 to start, and the Ford Ranger is around $33,800. Now, if you're looking over into the more of the SUV, CUV truck line, like a Honda Ridgeline, $40,150 is where you're going to start looking. So if you're looking for
that's basically a car, by the way.
Yes, with a bed on it. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason I threw it in.
Kind of like an El Camino.
But it still falls into
or a Ranchero.
Yes, but it falls into that same category of vehicles that this Colorado is, which I think is kind of a misnomer, if you would. And but I do think if you're looking for something that you want to take off-roading and you want something to start with, or maybe you just don't want to wrench it yourself, this is a vehicle you ought to look at.
And more importantly, you can put it in the dang garage. Because you're not going to be able to put a full-size truck in there anymore.
No.
You used to be able to.
And out west, they got the three-legged hairy Artemis that you could get your seats
in. It's a three-legged one.
Three-legged, yeah.
Yep.
They're very rare.
That's my review of the 2025 Colorado four-wheel drive ZR2 Crew Cab.
It
only
leaves a trail.
Thank you, Mike.
You're quite welcome,
sir. You're going to send that off to General Motors and say, here's my review?
After I do a little editing.
Time now for some recalls. Ford Mustang 2022-2023 being recalled because the steering wheel may turn unintentionally.
Oh, boy.
What?
Huh?
It says right here, Ford Motor Company, steering wheel may turn unintentionally on the 22 and 23 Ford Mustang. Hands off, right hand turn. I don't know.
Maybe that's why there's so many videos of them taking off and going off into the side of the.
I don't. Maybe so. Engine damage may cause a stall or a fire.
Uh-oh.
Kia Seltos, Kia Soul, 21 through 2023 models. Volvo S90, 2025. Improperly secured windows may detach.
Martha?
Martha, well, we've lost the back window in the truck. I don't know what happened to it. Must have just fell out.
Messing my hair up.
Instrument panel display failure. Genesis, G80, GV70, GV70 EV, and GV80, 23 through 25 models. Second row side door lock malfunction. Martha, I can't get out. BMW X3. Also, same model year and same vehicle. BMW X3, loose cable connection between the battery and the starter. What's that popping sound underneath the hood? Does it smell electrical to you?
Yeah. Does it start?
Does it start? No, it doesn't start. It just goes click. And then the next thing you know, underneath the hood erupts in fire.
Yep.
I came from a different world than most people, I guess, because I've dealt with all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Dude,
And you can't.
Generally speaking, at the Chevrolet dealership,
it's no longer there.
it's no longer there. They went out of business.
it burned down.
Just saying.
Loss of drive power from a damaged gear drive unit. Kia EV9, 2025.
Well, that's like 6 vehicles.
All of the S model Mercedes-Benz from 21 to 23 and the Maybachs,
Oh, boy.
front brake hose may leak. You got that stain on the driveway that's now going down out to the gutter.
Proper fitting or don't
Gear
know.
position indicator not displayed in the Audi and the Volkswagen 22 to 23 model years. Q4 e-tron, Q4 Sportback e-tron, and ID4. Those are the recalls this week. Now, time for Hemmings.com Sold Cars Roundup. It's where the boys get to guess how much these cars actually went for on the online auction. Now, let's start with one that my daughter always loved this car. Katie, my youngest. Okay? And I have to tell you that I liked this one as well. The 2009 Pontiac Solstice, the little underpowered two-door coupe that was kind of about the Mazda Miata size. Okay? 2009 Pontiac Solstice looks completely stock and very well kept. How much do you think that sold for?
I'm going to go $17,000.
Mr. Mars, are you paying attention?
I'm going to go 11.
11? How about 19,950? It's probably got a few miles on it, but that is a good-looking little car.
Well, it is, but I would have thought that they're not being made, so that might have pushed the price down some. Parts and everything.
I don't know.
But I guess not.
Next car up is a 1974 Chevrolet Corvette. This is a C3. I actually had a C3, but mine was a 77. Same basic automobile. This particular one has an L82 emblem on the hood, meaning that it had more horsepower. More horsepower meaning it was still under 300. For a V8 motor. It was gutless, but whatever. So a 74 Chevy Corvette, it has, the stock wheels on it, what we used to call beauty rings. I like that particular style. And how much do you think that went for?
Well, it's got a luggage rack.
Well, that would be a deduction in my world.
And it looks like the fit of the hood is off. I think it's been hit, my opinion. I'm going to go with Mike's answer first.
That one, I would put it at 15, and I think I'm a little high there, but I would go 15 because it looks like it's really clean.
All right, I'll go 16.
Well, you're both close. 17,850 is what it sold for. 17,850. All right, let's go to the next one. This is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a 1970 Oldsmobile 442 convertible. It looks stock. It looks really clean. And I would say that it's relatively rare because I don't know that they sold as many convertibles as they did the regular coupe. And it's a 442.
And it's 69, you said?
It's a 1970.
70. Okay. I had a 71, but not the 442. It had all the accents. It had the striping, the wheels.
I'm thinking that says W30 underneath that 442 there.
Zoom in on that. Can you see that?
It does not say W30.
It says return to sender.
Yeah, that's what it says.
I don't know. I don't know. But it doesn't make any difference.
I'm caught by the fin on the end of it, the spoiler on the back. I do not remember that being there. Well, even on the Herstols.
Okay, well, okay. What you see here, how much do you think that it sold
I'm going to go 27, Mike. I changed my bid.
Did you?
And it only if that Jeep in the driveway there comes with it.
Yeah. Well, see, I would. Yeah. Now, I really don't have a clue. I would say I'll go 30.
$52,500.
See, that makes me wonder if that's not a 4-speed car and all kinds of things that we can't see.
Well, I kind of gave you a hint in the fact that they're fairly rare because I don't know as if I've ever actually seen a convertible in person.
That's true. He did say that.
All right, moving on.
I wouldn't have gone 52.
Here's one here. This looks like a resto mod to me. Ooh. This is a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air, black on red. Boy, that is sweet looking.
Mm-hmm. It's got training Dagmars on it.
Training Dagmars, yeah. Yep. So what do you think that sold for? Now, I'm going to tell you right now that my guess is it's a resto mod. So if that makes any difference to you and you're guessing of the price.
I'm guessing $62,000.
62. Mr. Mars, what would you say that would go for?
No, I'm gonna stay down around 35 because looking at the steering wheel and stuff, that's factory.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the actual retail price was $48,300. And that seems fitting to me for a resto mod.
Well, it could be. I mean,
is it 42?
That's a sharp-looking car.
48.3.
I mean, it's black. You can see down the side of it. I mean, that thing is straight.
It's clean. All right, next up is the OJ truck. The 1978 Ford Bronco in the two-toned style. It looks clean. I don't know how many miles it's got on it. Probably a million.
Sharp.
It does. It looks pretty good. I'm not a big fan of green, but whatever. 78 Ford Bronco. No, I got it. Uh-huh. It's right on the cutting edge. How's that?
There you go.
Ford Bronco. 78 Ford Bronco. How much?
How fast does it go?
2 miles an hour for hours. I would say I'm going to go with those. Still pretty popular. I'm going to say 18.
I'll go 15, but I think Mike's got it.
$30,450.
Sold?
That's what they sold it for. The next one is for all of you. Al. Oh, Matthew, would you bring me the car?
Is that a Morgan?
It's a Morgan. A 1959 Morgan +4. I don't know what +4 means. They ain't going to have 4 seats in it, I can tell you that. So a 1959 Morgan +4. What do you think? I just threw this in here because I think that every once in a while we need to get a little edumacation.
Man, those almost look like real wire spoke knockoffs.
They probably are. I like the bug eye effect.
How much?
I'm going to go. It's a 6-figure car.
You think?
I think so. I'm going to go 110.
Man, I was thinking like 50 was a bunch.
Okay.
26.5 is what it went for.
Bought 7 of them.
and our last one.
Got a whole herd.
This is my choice.
Artemis herd.
This is my choice for cars.
There you go.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1950 Curtis Craft Midget. Clearly not street legal. This is a little bitty race car from back in the day. Boy, if I had the money, I would buy this tonight.
Banuski race cars. That's what it says there.
Yes.
See that?
Budnewski.
And they're out of Buffalo, New York.
There you go.
One of my company lives in
This is a Curtis Craft Midget. Now, I assume that it's got a motor in it that fits the Curtis Craft Midget stuff, okay? Which would probably be, what, a 4-cylinder? Probably. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's a dirt track car. What do you think that it sold for?
Wow.
Little race car.
Wow, that's a tough one there.
Just because of what it is, I would say
20, just because.
Okay. What would you say, Jeffrey?
I'm going to go 18.
How about 14,175? If I'd have had 14,175 just laying around in a heap with nothing to do, I'd buy that car.
Well,
You can't do anything with it. Drive it around the parking lot on a Sunday, I guess.
Or
there's
in a
nobody in it.
parade or something like that.
Yeah,
but
parades.
okay. $14,000 to put a car in the parade?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's a very cool car. That's one of those.
Like a little collectible thing.
And teach a kid how to drive in the parking lot on a Sunday afternoon. That'd be fun.
From the Banuski.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Coming up, Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Thanks for joining us on the award-winning In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. We continue in 2 minutes, I think.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com.
So I'm having to break them up over here. They're fighting. Tammy's got the sniffles, and we're going to be talking to her about
so
her
happy
allergies.
to be on the air with us.
Yeah, we see you over there. All right. Hey, we hope you'll join us on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas beginning April 24th in Victoria. You'll get all the latest from the tour all weekend long. Saturday, the 26th, we'll be streaming our live show from the tour stop at Spindle Tap Brewery right here in Houston. And we thank you for joining us today on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Time now for Jeff's Cruise In and Events calendars.
You betcha. Next week, we've got the Clear Lake Cars and Coffee. It's a ministry outreach group from Grace Church in Houston. They're located at 14505 Gulf Freeway in Houston. It goes from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on the March 15th. Please respect all the property, no burnouts, don't get a little crazy, all that good stuff there. Also, on the 15th, you've got the Conroe Cruisers Saturday Night Cruise, which are always fun to do up there. It's a free cruise-in. It's every first and third Saturday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Kroger Marketplace parking lot. Go in there and get yourself some groceries and have fun and go on the cruise. That's at 341 South Loop, 336 West in Conroe. And then on Sunday, you've got the March Hot Rod Madness event that takes place on the 16th at the Angry Elephant. It's hosted by the Champions Hot Rod Car Club. Sponsored by Gateway. There's a $35 entry fee. Trophies for first, second, third be awarded. You got original, traditional, modified, and so on. 50-50 drawing, and that is at 730 FM 1488 in Magnolia. And then our cruising stuff, of course, we've got Tammy Dooley on the line right now. We're going to go see her very soon. We got the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, and we've got some other stuff coming in. And Don, this is hot off the press this morning from you. You've got the Redneck and Paychecks Off-Road Rednecks and Paychecks Off-Road event event. It's a spring break for 2025. It is 90 minutes north of Fort Worth. It's a 4-day event, 1,200 acres of mud and mayhem. The VIP camping is on sale, going on right now. So if you got a VIP camper, you can go up there and you race little plastic
kid cars.
Your cars
Barbie
down
car.
a hill, and you risk life and limb. So go ahead, sign up
I
now.
laughed till I cried about these idiots that do this.
Go from 13th to 16th.
If I were 20 years old again, I would be in that every weekend.
St. Joe, Texas. So yeehaw up there in St. Joe. Go ahead, break a leg.
Yes, so to speak. All right, some of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis each posted higher U.S. sales last month behind gains for crossovers, hybrids, and electric vehicles. Mazda and Subaru also increased, while Ford, Toyota, and Honda all posted declines. Sales rose 2.8% for Hyundai, 7.2% for Kia. It was the fifth consecutive gain in monthly sales year over year and the fifth straight month of record sales for both brands. Hyundai said sales of hybrid vehicles jumped 57% last month, while sales of electrified vehicles grew 35%.
That's still pretty high.
Very high. I normally don't do stories like this, but I thought it was interesting. Mercedes-Benz is developing a new combustion engine, becoming the latest automaker to slow its electric car push in response to sluggish sales. The German company's AMG Performance Division is working on a next-gen V8 powertrain, changing course on a previous decision to stop developing engines running on fossil fuels. It'll be accompanied by a small battery and electric motor for additional power. Mercedes had already signaled a shift in direction. Company recently pushed back in electrification targets by 5 years, reaffirming investment in combustion engines. The automaker now expects hybrids and EVs to comprise half of sales by 2030. The original target, set in 2021, envisioned predominantly all-electric lineup by 2025. This is 2025. How's that electric sales thing going for you? Not so much.
Up 35%.
This is a story I've got to pass along. The McGuire family of dealerships didn't get a thank you from the city of Syracuse, New York, after cleaning up a long vacant industrial property that had become an overgrown eyesore. Instead, the dealership group got a lawsuit.
What?
The city said the group didn't have the required permits and threatened to fine the group $100 a day for each violation, potentially accounting to tens of thousands of dollars, but after more than a year of discussions, reached a settlement that drops any financial penalty. McGuire agreed to retroactively obtain and pay for the permits, including a stormwater pollution prevention plan and county approval to modify the bank of an adjacent creek. Okay. Philip McGuire, the group's second-generation president, said his company had now applied for the permits and expected to get approval within weeks. We plan to finish cleaning up the site this spring once we have some better weather. Are you kidding me?
So in the big picture, they went and helped the city out by cleaning an eyesore up that everyone sees, and they're the ones that are the bad guy?
Yeah.
Typical.
Dude, I think that I would find me another city to sell my Hyundai, Kias, and Genesis in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and
going
just
across the road.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
What a bunch of baloney that is.
There's a lot of baloney going on in the world these days.
There is, and you're partially responsible for it.
I contribute all I can.
I know you do. You are what we call the meat grinder.
The baloney guy.
What?
Tammy's enjoying it.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you?
She's eating a bologna sandwich.
Why are you pointing at her?
Well, because I was trying to get her attention and tell her that.
Well, that's not going to get it.
Well, I know, but I just even sent her a text. But,
Did you?
Yeah, I was going to ask her to restart her internet because it keeps freezing up.
I see.
And she's
working on
I
it.
see some eye movement there.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's about it because it's dropping frames.
Okay, well,
Oh, now she's yelling at you. You get it now, Mike. Oh, boy.
this is going to be a good interview.
Man,
I
it's
can
going to
tell
be a good
already.
one.
Yeah.
Mike's in trouble.
As he always is and always should be. We'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Back after this.
Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. You own a car you love. It's time for the 47th Annual Corvette Chevy Expo in Galveston, Saturday and Sunday, March 15th and 16th at the Galveston Island Convention Center. This premier indoor event features iconic Chevrolets, from classic Camaros to America's sports car Corvette. See over 135 displays, automotive vendors, and unique finds at the expansive swap meet. You'll also see the all-handmade Galveston Craft Show, featuring over 100 local artisans. Be part of this Chevy celebration, March 15th and 16th. For tickets, visit CorvetteChevyExpo.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.